These are 5 things you need to stop doing immediately if you want to get rich. If you think you're already implementing everything, if you're already learning, implementing, you already started a business, and you think you're doing all the steps required in order to get rich, but you're still doing these 5 things, then it's absolutely not going to happen and you're going to stay broke for life. So make sure you stay until the end, because if you're doing at least one of these things, it's literally blocking you from completely changing your life and becoming a multimillionaire. If you're new here, my name is Margarita. In the past 6 years, I've generated over $50 million selling products online. I don't do any of these things, and whenever I see someone doing these things out in the wild, I can automatically assume that they're most likely not rich. So make sure you take notes and you stay until the end. The first thing is jealousy. Jealousy is a normal human emotion. The thing is, whenever you look at someone who has something that you want, let's say that you really want a Lamborghini, and you see someone driving with a Lamborghini, and you immediately get filled with jealousy and you start sending negativity their way, the same energy is going to come back at you tenfold, and I swear to you, you will not get that Lamborghini. Jealousy is an emotion that is extremely low in frequency, but the cool thing is that you can alchemize that energy and turn it into something positive. Let's dive into the root of jealousy. Why do you feel jealous towards someone who has something that you want? It's because you see something in them that you see for yourself. If you see someone with the body that you like, the business that you want, the car that you want, if you see all these things and you get jealous, it's genuinely because you yourself feel inside that you can do it too, but your energy is being transmuted in such a negative way that it's distancing you away from your desires. How can you match the frequency of your desire? So let's go back to the example. You see someone in a Lamborghini and you feel jealousy and almost hatred towards that person because they have it. The energy of the Lamborghini and that person is up here. They are vibrating high. You are vibrating very low, meaning that your frequency is not aligned with the frequency of abundance, with the frequency of your desire. What can you do instead? Whenever you see someone having the things that you want, the business, the body, the car, whatever it is, I know it's going to be a little hard in the beginning, but clock yourself the second that feeling of jealousy comes around and stop it and be like, okay, why am I feeling jealous? Because they have something that I want, not because the person did something bad, not because the person is greedy. No, you just want that. So what are you going to do? You're going to send that person love. So much love. Wow, I hope that person gets home safe. God bless that person. I know that person worked so hard in order to get there. And just send that person blessings, because they've done everything required in order to get there. Unless they stole that Lamborghini, they probably worked really hard in order to get there. So give them their praise. Put them on their little pedestal. Shout out to them. And soon that is gonna be you. Another cool way of thinking about it is if you see your desires in person close to you, it means that you personally are getting closer to that desire. I remember when I was first starting into my entrepreneurship journey, I would never see Lamborghinis. Ever. In my entire life living in Tampa, I don't think I ever saw a Lamborghini. The second that I kind of started increasing my vibration and saying that I was gonna have a Lamborghini one day, that is the day that I started seeing Lamborghinis everywhere, and now I see a Lamborghini once per day. I've been in Tampa my entire life, and just now I'm starting to see the Lamborghinis simply because I raised my vibration and now I'm vibrating at the same frequency as the Lamborghinis, meaning I'm going to see them more often. Have you heard of that saying, when you look for shit, you're going to find shit? Or when someone tells you, okay, look for everything red, and you start looking for everything red around your room, and then they're like, okay, now what did you see that was green? And you're like, what? Green? It's the same thing. Whatever you're focusing on grows. So if you're focusing on having a Lamborghini, but then you see a Lamborghini and you're like, oh, I hate that person, they probably rented it, that Lamborghini is never coming to you. You need to alchemize your jealous energy and transmute it into love and gratitude, not only for what you have, but gratitude for that person for coming around probably when you needed them to inspire you and help you raise your frequency throughout your day. Number 2, you absolutely need to stop playing video games and you need to stop watching Netflix. I don't care if you think that you need to like de-stress at the end of the day. You don't. You need to apply more pressure. Anybody who's saying, I play video games in order to get my mind off things, get your mind on things. If you are not rich yet, there is no reason for you to de-stress and relax. Apply more pressure, push harder. Imagine all that time that you're spending after work playing video games or watching Netflix. I'm assuming that it's at least 2 hours every single night that you dedicate to those activities. With those 2 hours, you can build a multi-million-dollar business within 1 year. So what do you rather do? Especially if you're a man watching this right now, if you get home and play video games and your girlfriend or your wife has to work a night shift, nurse, whatever it is, if she is working and you're playing video games after work, just leave this video right now, because you are not providing, you are not in your masculine, and you're definitely not a provider. Go back to your little game and let the real millionaires and entrepreneurs finish this video without you. On a serious note, it is taking away a lot of your time, and you can be using that time building generational wealth for your family. Whether if it's a business, whether you want to take on TikTok shop, whether you want to take on a side hustle, whatever it is, that time is precious and you're wasting it thinking you need to de-stress. If you are stressed about bills at the end of the month, the last thing you need to worry about is de-stressing after work and playing a video game. Absolutely not. Lock in. The next thing you have to stop doing is stop taking advice from people who are not where you want to be. If you are thinking that you want to become a multi-millionaire, you want to build a multi-million-dollar business, you want to start traveling the world, you want to take all these risks, do not ask your mom, your dad, your husband if this is a good idea. Because if they thought it was a good idea, they would have done it already. Whenever you make big decisions, they're not like something you've ever done before, especially not something that your family has ever done before. Of course they're going to tell you it's a bad idea. Of course they're going to tell you it's risky. Of course they're going to tell you, oh my god, no, maybe like you should go to university, maybe you should get that corporate job. It's so much safer. Red flag. Stop listening to those people. If you truly believe that you can build the life of your dreams, then you need to do whatever it takes in order to be there, regardless of what anybody says. Because if they are not multimillionaires, if they are not yachting all summer, if they're not taking private planes, if their kids are not in private schools, then there's no reason why you need to take advice from them. Unless your parents own multi-million-dollar businesses, unless your husband is literally a top business owner, there's no reason why you need to listen to them. Listen to the people who are where you want to be. Listen to the women that are living the lifestyle that you dream of. Anyone less than that, just don't listen to them. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, you think you're better than everyone? Only because someone doesn't have as much money as you doesn't mean I don't care. I'm not gonna take financial advice from someone who doesn't have the amount of money that I want to have. If someone doesn't have $1 million liquid in their bank account right now, I'm not asking for financial advice. I'd rather ask ChatGPT at that point. And this leads me to my next point. You have to stop hanging out with your deadbeat friends. I know that one's gonna sting and it sucks, but if you have these millionaire dreams, these huge ambitions, and then you're hanging out with someone who says, no, I don't need much. No, I'm good with my apartment. I'm good with my car. I don't need much. I'm a chill person. Separate yourself. Separate yourself immediately, because that person is only gonna bring you down. And even if they don't bring you down, they're gonna keep you stuck at their level. You're not gonna be able to come and tell them, I'm working on this project, I achieved this, these are my dreams. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, but not me. No, I don't need much. I'm pretty good where I'm at. I'm comfortable. I'm not greedy. Shut up. Do not listen to these people. Do not hang around these people. Those people are contagious. They are very contagious and you need to stay away. And I'm not saying this in a way like cut off all your friends, never be friends with them again. But if this is someone that you're hanging out every single weekend, you need to stop. Hang out with yourself, hang out with people on YouTube that really inspire you, hang out with me if I inspire you. That's what I did when I first started my entrepreneurship journey. Instead of hanging out with my friends at the club, smoking around the house, no, I just stopped doing that. I would just hang out by myself. I would put someone on the TV that truly inspired me and had a similar vision for their life as I did. And I would say that that person and I are having dinner together. That person and I are having lunch together. Whatever it was, I just started hanging out with people on YouTube and that really worked out well for me. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm not friends with those friends anymore, but I definitely distanced myself and now we have nothing in common. They're just telling me all about their retail job, their 9 to 5. They got a 25-cent raise this year and I can't relate, nor am I going to respond to that because what I'm going to say is going to piss them off. Like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you settling for less? Now it seems like I'm attacking you, but in reality, I just have higher ambitions than you. And that's fine. You can keep it over there. I'm going to keep it over here. We're cordial. We don't got to hang out. And this one is the most important one. If you haven't paid attention to anything, let this be the one that you pay attention to. Stop bargaining with yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it exactly when you said you were going to do it. Let's say last night you said, tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym. And then you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, maybe not today, maybe later. Okay, instead of doing like the hour walk, I'm gonna do 30 minutes. Why? Why are you bargaining with yourself? You need to instead be pushing yourself harder. If you said you were going to go work out for an hour, work out for an hour and a half. If you said that you were going to have a healthy meal, have all healthy meals. If you say you're going to do something, you absolutely have to do it. And it's not just about having integrity with yourself. It goes way deeper than that. The more promises that you made yourself that you break, the less your subconscious mind is going to believe you. So then later on, whenever you say, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, your brain, your subconscious is going to be like, no, she's not. She's not going to do it, because all year she's been saying that she's going to go to the gym and she never did. All year she said that she was going to start this new project and she never did. Your subconscious is literally going to stop believing in anything you're ever going to say. And that's when it becomes extremely detrimental. And that's what truly blocks all your blessings from ever happening. You stop believing yourself, you stop trusting yourself. So like, deadass, think about it. How many times have you started a diet? How many times have you said that you were gonna do something? You wake up the next day and you don't freaking do it. You don't believe yourself anymore. You don't trust anything that comes out of your mouth, but you can slowly start training yourself in order to start trusting yourself again. And I did this because I did that for a long time. I would say that I would start a new project and I would never follow through. I would say I would start a new diet and I would never follow through. I would say that I was gonna start going to the gym and I would never follow through. Eventually, I just stopped believing that I was gonna do anything, and I would hear my little subconscious voice in my head. I would say, I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow, and immediately my little subconscious voice would be like, no, she's not. And that's when I knew that I was fucked and I needed to change something about myself. So what do you have to do if you're at that point that you don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth? You need to start doing micro habits so that you can start trusting yourself. It can be as easy as just going on the walk you said you were gonna do. It can be as easy as making little promises to yourself throughout the day and actually following through with them. Like a little micro promise. Okay, before I go into my office, I'm gonna clean off the kitchen counter. Just make sure you do it. And it literally can be as small as possible, and then start stacking those little micro promises that you make and keep to yourself. And eventually over time, your subconscious will start believing you again. No, it's not gonna happen immediately. No, you're not gonna wipe the kitchen counter one time and then boom, you flipped your subconscious and now you believe everything. Not how it works. Like with everything, you have to do it consistently. And honestly, that's our last point here. You need to stop lying to yourself. That is the thing that is going to ruin the rest of your life. And that's going to be the thing that whenever you're 80 years old and you're just thinking back about the entire life you lived, you're going to be like, damn, I wish I did that. I really wish that thing that I really wanted to do, I did it. But you weren't able to do it because you didn't keep the promise that you made yourself. And that's really what's gonna fuck you up in the future. It's not gonna be whatever sickness or whatever it is. It's not gonna be that. The thing that's really gonna affect you deep down is all those little promises that you made that you didn't keep. Because you're not letting anyone else down. You're not letting me down. You're not letting your family down. Well, actually, you are, because you could be building a better life for them. But in reality, you're just letting yourself down. Every single day that you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, you're letting yourself down. Stop letting that happen. I know this is a different video than I usually make. I know I kind of snapped a little bit, but I hope that this snapped you back into it. If you want to be part of the 1% of people, you need to unlearn everything you've ever known. You need to stop with the jealousy. You need to stop playing video games. You need to stop watching Netflix. You need to stop taking advice from people who are broke, financial advice from people that are broke. You need to stop that. You need to stop hanging out with your deadbeat friends who are comfortable, who are fine wherever they're at, and you need to stop keeping the promises that you make to yourself. If you just follow these 5 things, we're going to be living a completely different life. Trust me on that, because I was able to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys here next time.